Baby dolls, have you been hanging out with those dopamine dealers in the crypto alleyways of YouTube? I've got some nice dopamine for you right now. What do we have inside this bag? What do we have? Ooh, it's a nice green candle. I wonder if it turns on. Yes, friends, of course. We have a very special episode here for you today, friends, because dopamine dealers, they come in all shapes and sizes, don't they? The green candles, friends, the green candles. Look, my crypto bags are still undervalued. Why? Because I need them to go up more. This is the peanut brain approach. What is a dopamine dealer? They will tell you very high price targets. Yes, that's what they do. Okay, and what they will tell you as well, bless their hearts, they'll say, crypto went high before, so it's going to go high again. Luckily for you, you have a friend like me, like subscribe, Billy Button, wearing a Pokemon poncho, by the way, who told you that the coins that dopamine dealers are referring to, in literally 80% of cases, the coins that they're referring to did their gains when they were a cycle 1 coin and a cycle 1 narrative. They are no longer that, by definition, on average, right? Some people figured it out. Most people haven't. Today's episode, friends, is going to be discussing to you how do you navigate these dopamine dealers. And it's by assessing your crypto portfolio risk. So look at this Peppy in the underwater. Okay, look at this. So what I want to do is I want to show you. I made this. I literally made this, okay? What we're going to do, friends, look at your crypto altcoin portfolio, okay? You can include Bitcoin with it too, or your crypto exposure. If you sold all of your crypto today, that includes your hex stakes, everything, okay? Emergency and sold. If you clicked it today, liquid, everything, how many years of living does it give you? All right. So what I've done is I have a ranking here. If you're a shrimp, if you have a small exposure, you pretty much have 6 months or less. That is what you are if you have, basically, you're a shrimp size, okay? If you sold everything, you could live, you're like, oh, that's like, I've invested 1 month or 2 months. Now, friends, of course, if you're coming in new today and you've put in like 2 months of your income, of course, you can make money. You ain't retiring. This is not your retirement ticket. Maybe next cycle. Maybe. You got to add more. I'm just telling you right now. Okay, that's the shrimp size. Look, the medium size, right? You're a fish. If you sold and you could live from 0.5 years, so 6 months up to 2 years. Okay, remember, because every person in each country is different. Everybody has different living costs and expenses today. So what I was originally doing, friends, I used to ask about salary and income, and it would confuse people. But now it's actually better to just use your living costs. How much could you live on today from everything that you sold? If you have a large exposure, it is like, 2 to 5 years, all right, around here, large. And a whale exposure is 5+ years. Now, if you look at them, you're like, wait a minute. So you're telling me if I have like, let's say you need like $30,000 a year to live right now. Let's say it's $30,000 a year. That's your actual living. And you're like, oh, if I have 150,000, I'm a whale? Sweet. Well, I'm talking about today. This is in the context of we haven't had Bitcoin break the all-time high. Crypto is not at the big valuations, right? And we're not seeing Bitcoin at 80K plus, Ethereum $8,000 plus. We have not seen that yet. We are in today. So if that's your whole exposure today, I'm just estimating that a 5x on that can change your life with that amount. Of course, whale exposure, friends, 5+ years. If you're whale, friends, you literally need like a 2x. Okay, anybody with a whale exposure, like if you can live for 5 years on what you have, 2x, sweet. You have the luxury of like doing whatever you want. And that's why earning yield can be lucrative. So even if you go down, right? So a medium exposure, I think, is the medium you want, the bare minimum you want to be at. Because, look, friends, I don't think, not everybody in every coin is getting a 10x from today. It's already done its move, all right? So Chainlink's already done the 4x from the low. A lot of these coins are just doing 10x. A lot of them. Most of them aren't doing even 10x from today. They've already done a recovery of like a 2 or 3 from like last year. So a 10x makes them a 30. But here's the thing. If they hit just a 10x, you're not going to click sell because it's going to be too bullish. You have to sell around the average time. So I made this because, we have a target here of 5x the whole portfolio. No, it used to be a 10x benchmark during last year, but we are starting to move up now. Even though most people don't like hearing this move right? Because that would have to admit that this move has been substantial. They go, what do you mean? It's not exciting yet. It's not exciting. Yes, I know it's not exciting, but if you go and look at the charts and you measure from the bottom to now, you get a dose of your nice, yummy vegetables, friends, and your vitamins and minerals, because you're like, oh, it has moved. But you might say, oh, I didn't buy the bottom though. Okay, yeah, well now you know at the top you're not going to be able to sell the top either. You're not going to be able to sell the top. So you can't be measuring these exact moves as your benchmark. That's why by the time you get the signals, friends, I've already shown you when any of the altcoins, Hex, Doge, Phantom, Matic, Solana, everything, right? After they top, 66 days later, they're down like 60 to 70%. So I'm not joking, right? That's literally like 2 to 3 months later. Let's use 90 days to be conservative. So if you miss the top, you go down 66% over 90 days. Okay, it just goes down. And that means if you had $1 million sitting there and then you didn't click out, yes, you now have 333K or 340K in the next 90 days, and then it never ever comes back. It comes back to like 450K, and the next stop is down 200K, 100, it goes back all the way down to 40 to 50K. That's what happened. That's a 95% drop that I just outlined for you. Okay, now once again, isn't this such a cute, peppy type of in the fridge, in the underwater, friends? Now, here's the thing, okay? Now, that's why I'm telling you, you are not going to retire with a small exposure. What's a small exposure? You got to see. It is like 6 months or less. On average, you're just not going to retire. Now, if you're in like 6 months, obviously that's the upper echelon of it, and you made a 10x, that's 5 years of living expenses. So it's a good base for the next cycle, but you ain't retiring, okay? Now, you might think, oh, I'm not going to get a 10x. I'm going to get a 50x. Okay, God bless you. I hope you do. I'm just told you the odds of that are just really low. That's it. They're really low compared to all the coins out there. You got like a 2 to 5% chance. So someone's going to do it. Of course, someone's going to do it. There are people out there with 10 grand in a coin right now. It's going to do 100x. It's going to happen. But there are also people with a 600K portfolio, right? They're not going to get out at like 1.4 million because they're thinking it's going to go to 4 million, then it's going to come back down, and they're going to round trip. It's going to be waiting a long time. Those things are going to happen too. So I did this because I wanted to give you this value, friends, so how to navigate the crypto cycle for your portfolio. So I'm just here to tell you, look, this is for you. It's so you know, oh, wow, everybody has different levels of exposure. Okay, some people are in different coins or groups or ecosystems. Yes, they have 1 year worth of costs in there. 1 year. Other people have 1 month. That's completely different. When one guy, here's the thing, okay, the dopamine dealers, friends, they got a lot. You understand? They got a lot. And they'll tell you 100x, but they have 1 year in there. Do you really think these people are going to hold for 100 years worth of living? Now, yeah, sure, some of them are, not most of them. You know it's not going to work out from here. And you already know, friends, look, you know back in previous cycles, people did not have 3 years of living costs in crypto. On average, they did not have that. They had 3 months. It's changed now. That's how you get diminishing cycles. You know, back in 2016, 2017, no, people were putting in literally 1 week in. Maybe they put in $1,000 in. They try to make like a 400x here in there. One grand to 1 month. So, yeah, had 1 to 2 months in. Now, it's the standard. People have like 10 years in Bitcoin. They have like 300 grand in Bitcoin. You were not having 10 years of living back in crypto back then whatsoever. So you know the game has changed. So most crypto influencers that you and I are watching, so I made this lens. Why? It's a framework to help you. It's literally to help. I'm giving you value, highest value content, share with your friends and family. Because they're dopamine dealers, friends. They have a medium exposure at the least. Remember, what is a medium exposure? It is like, 6 months up to 2 years. So you could say on average, I got 1 year-ish. All of them have at least 1 year because they're dreaming of that. Hey, if I get 10x on that, that's amazing for me. But they're going to tell you the 100x. Okay? It's going to tell you the 100x. So that is the framework you have to be like thinking about whenever you hear a coin or you see a coin. You go, do people have whale exposures in this coin? Do they? By the way, if they do, yes, your odds of it succeeding, you got to think about it differently. Okay, it's going to go up, it's going to do okay, but the odds of it doing 100x, they're less than on the other coin. But you got everybody has to assess everything themselves, okay? I'm literally a guy on the internet wearing a Pokemon poncho, friends, so I'm not a financial advisor. They want you to go buy bonds, okay? And that's how they want you to do. So most people, though, we've seen from the surveys, that's why I get into the investor psychology here, most people are dreaming right? Let's read this. Most people are dreaming to reach a portfolio value of 10 years of living expenses or a round number of 1 million USD. That's what they're dreaming to have that, because if they have 10 million, maybe they'll be able to go buy like, investment property that pays them just rent, or they'll be able to, that's earning yield basically, or just earn yield within crypto to do that. Right? Or I already know this, the $1 million mark, friends. I asked you in the surveys, overwhelming majority of you said if your portfolio hits 1 million, use auto click sell no matter what happens in the market. Okay. So that's extremely important to think about. Everybody's looking at that nice round number. That's why, friends, I've told you, Pulse Chain's average entry was about $1,000 to $2,000. It's about $1,500. That's in Pulse Chain Sacrifice. So I already knew we can't do a 1000x because that makes everybody a millionaire. Okay. Now, when I say I can't, I probably mean one cycle. Yes. Tongue in cheek, friends. We got to go through all these repeating the same paragraphs. But you get the point. Okay. Not everybody retires. You can't get everyone to retire. That's it. So if you want to retire earlier, you need to increase your exposure. Luckily for you, you have a friend like me, straight posture, telling you to buy the depression. Buy. Yes, I know it feels bad. Yes, I know it sucks, but you have to increase your exposure. Your friends and family calling you stupid. Everyone's saying, it's a scam, going away. That's why you do it. You do it for these moments now when all the weekends start coming in. Now, these dopamine dealers, friends, will still tell you a 100x to 1000x target because they don't need the 100x. You see, they don't need that. But they know it's very tempting. Friends, why would people say 100x? It's because they know if they could just get 10 people to start throwing in lottery tickets in there, it starts impacting. That's what they want, okay? Tell me this. Have you ever seen anybody in any coin say what I say, which is, look, the returns could suck substantially, so you better buy more? Have you heard anybody say that? They don't even say that about Bitcoin. They don't. No one says that in Bitcoin. You know what they say, friends? They go, you only need 1 Bitcoin to retire. You know, 1 Bitcoin's too much. They've dropped it now. You only need 0.28 Bitcoin to retire. And they're actually just trying to drop the number to try to get retails in. No, you don't. Okay, you don't need 0.28 Bitcoin to retire, friends. You need 12.8. Okay, 12.8 Bitcoin at 80K each. It's going to give you about $1 million. That's what you need if you can retire on $1 million, and then you got to pay taxes and you got to figure out what to do after that. Okay. So you already know this. You already know. You've been listening to me telling you, well, I guess we've come to this part of the cycle where the depression and stuff, and like it's just basically open season because everybody's just a little soy drinker, and you just have to keep buying as much as you can, and keep holding. This is the strength. This is the reward you're going to get later on, friends. So I explain it here in my Twitter as well. You see, why did I make this post? It was because the most common problem you will run into is that you don't know how much other people are invested, friends. You don't know. Now, they're not even going to always tell you, hey, how much you invested in this. But I think it's good to ask, right? Ask people around before when you ask them, okay, how much you have in a coin? Because for some people, friends, 2,000 is literally nothing. You're throwing around lottery tickets here and there. Other people, $20 is their lottery ticket size, okay? So you got to ask them, yes, what's your exposure of living expenses to this coin? Right? If you sold your exposure in, and then you get proper answers like, oh, this guy's got like, $400 and he's up like, he put in $400 and now it's up like 40x. Now it's 16K. And now this is a true story. People trying to tell me to shill stuff. Friends, people trying to give me money to shill coins. They've literally done like a 15 to one coin did a 40x in literally, yes, exactly 90 days, 40x. And this guy's telling me it's still the buy of a lifetime. Like, it's literally just gone like 40x. Like, no, man, I'm not going to accept any dollar amount bribe to tell everybody, hey, everybody, I made all this content for free. But anyway, put that aside. Here's this. No, man, no, you're talking to the wrong guy. But bless their hearts. Maybe they just look, half of it's grifting by them. Half of it is they generally don't know. They think it's becoming more valuable because it's going up. They don't see the light. They don't see, oh my gosh, as things goes up, it becomes more expensive, right? Doesn't mean auto sell, but you get towards there. So you know what's up, friends. Dopamine dealers. So we can assess the risk curve, but you need to know that dopamine dealers are mostly happy with just like a simple 8x if they need to exit. If. They will never talk about this. Have you noticed that? Now, it's not like they all collude and they go, oh, let's never do this. No, it's my observation. Human behavior, friends. I'm just a peanut brain, okay? I'm barely human, basically a monkey. Okay? I've noticed none of these dopamine dealers will say, hey, we're going to go 1,000x. We're going to go 100x. But if we stop at 10x, I still retire. They never say that part, do they? But you know their exposure is that much. Why do they never say that part, friends? Because they know who they're talking to. Because when they speak to an audience, no one wants to hear the number 10x from here. That's by the way, that's juicy. But or like 5x. You know, friends, by the way, if we just do another 2 from here, just a double, okay? Let's say we do another 2x across all of crypto in the next 60 days. You know that 10x threshold is just a 5. It's just a 5. So the dopamine dealers, when they're speaking to an audience, do you honestly think they're going to go, guys, we could do a 5x from here and I'm actually retiring, but yeah, it's still going to do 1,000, right? They'll never tell you that at all, all right? They're watching it every day, friends. They're watching it every day. Just be careful, you know, who's going to dump on you, the loudest people at the very, very end, okay? So these people, they're calling for the 100x's, but they have large exposures. They've got like 1 to 2 years of living costs in that coin, you know? Some of them have like, okay, they need $25,000 per year to live. They have like 50 grand in like an ecosystem or a coin or their portfolio. It all means the same thing, right? So they need it all to go up that much. They're dreaming of that. All right, some people have like 100K here and there. That they really, really want that. Okay, it's super important, all right? So you, though, my audience, baby dolls, the friendship cult, if you listen to them, you're going to get wrecked. Because you're going to hold too long and you're going to regret not buying more. That's it. That's what happens. Like, people always say, this is the funny part, right? People always get this like in their mindset. They go, oh, you held at the top because you were greedy. Like, no. You know, friends, if you get off the boat, by the way, the boat keeps going without you in crypto. Well, not just in crypto, in all markets and assets, okay? So, and they go, oh, why didn't you sell at $4 billion? You know the people who say that, they're the people, they'll put $400 in an ICO, and when it does a freaking 2x, they get back half their initial, and then it does like a 6x, and they get back 3/4 of their initial, and they leave it there, okay? They never even let it grow to anything. But they have no ability to do that. But these people have the loudest mouth. Oh, I got greedy. You got greedy. But I love hearing these people there. They're literally sitting ducks. Pop, 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 pop in the pond, okay, friends? These are the people just sitting ducks. They've got no idea. It's because they said, oh, if I won the lottery ticket, I would be grateful. That's what they're basically saying. If I won the lottery ticket, my portfolio went, I'd be grateful. But, you know, they're all just talking. They're just talking out of their behind, okay? So, friends, the dopamine dealers, yes. I'm telling you, don't trust the dopamine dealers because they don't even know themselves. They don't even know what they're doing. They don't know what they're saying. Remember I told you the road to hell, it's paved with good intentions. I've told you this many times. They think we're doing 1,000x. Let's tell everyone 1,000x. They think what they're doing is doing you a favor. No, what they're actually telling you is your $1,000 will get you retirement. Just keep going to your job for the next 8 years and you'll have another 2 cycles and then this thing will have done 1,000x. That's what they're basically saying. Or if you have 10 grand in something, okay, you hold one coin, 10 grand, you're going to get your 100x. 10x this cycle, 10x the next cycle. After that, don't worry, you're going to be retiring. You won't be working forever. But we know all my evidence, all the videos, all the posts, all the free information I give you, all the hard work, blood, sweat, tears, research, all the peanut brains, friends. The peanut brain approach, I've been telling you, your coin or the coin that they tell you to get in the next cycle, it's older now. It's slowing down now. In the cycle after that, it's slowing down again. We have now seen it. There's only one coin that could keep going and going and going. Her name is Bitcoin. But Bitcoin started with such a small network effect value, small amount of people. Yes, it's the multiply's been going up over time, but there's only one Bitcoin then, the mind share of that. Everyone's trying to be another Bitcoin, another Ethereum. They're unicorns for a reason, friends. There's only one Amazon. There's only one Google. Your odds of finding them very, very low. Not impossible, but literally very low. And you won't even believe you're on them for most of the time, okay? So I explain as well. Sign up to my Telegram if you haven't as well, by the way. Everyone is so desperate for their coin to let out the medium exposure people and for them to hit a round number of $1 million so they can exit. So just think about that. People just thinking like 10 years living expenses or $1 million. It's basically the same thing. You look at it in your mind and go, wow, I don't have to work for 10 years. That's enough for me to like live off yield in the cycle. Isn't that crazy? Yes, because if you have 10 years of living, friends, and you're earning like 4 or 5% yield, you're getting 6 months of what you live. You're getting that just in yield. Okay, and think about that, right? So, or you could work part-time. It does change your life dramatically. So you learned a lot today. This is actually how you understand the investor psychology of what's going on. What I'm doing here in my Pokemon Poncho is I'm just showing you, friends, okay, while presenting to you, look at that. Dopamine, some dopamine. Yeah, some nice green candles. You want that? You like that, baby? So these are the type of things, friends. They're like, this green candle that you're going to get is going to be a 1000x yearly green candle. You see that? 10 million% returns for you. That's exactly what they're telling you, by the way. I know it sounds funny, but it's actually not. When they're telling you 1000x, they are telling you that the 12-month candle is going to be 1000x. They're literally telling you. The biggest greenest, like just 12-month, 1000x green candle. That's what they're telling you. Or even 100x. Now you know though. Go, let's be critical. Let's think a bit. All right? With his little peanut brain can barely think at all. Okay? How much exposure does that person really have? All right? Now, here's the thing. There's always a devil's advocate approach to this. Of course, there's always another side. And they'll say, I'm already retired and I don't need this to like go up and I'm really like trying to shoot for the stars. They'll always say that. But put those 5% of people to the side. On average, 95% of human pattern behavior, what you're naturally seeing and observing out there, you know exactly, friends. You're talking to people with large exposures, medium to large exposures in these coins, in these altcoins. Okay, so they have an incentive. Hey, keep buying this. Yeah, yes. That's right, friends. You even see with the VC scum influencers, the paid influencers who get paid and don't let you in, friends. The difference between me on YouTube and them literally comes down to this. I get in and I say, this is my price. Haboob, I'm in this price. If they scam me, sweet. We'll go on an international treasure hunt and we'll go track them down ourselves, okay? Me and you together. We will get rugged together. We'll ride together, die together. That is me, same price. Also, if I let you into something, it's like, hey, I don't get free allocations to these projects. I have to buy in with you. So if they end up like delaying the coins and the project's trash and we lose 90%, congratulations, we got rugged together. We are now bonded through friendship even more, okay? That's the difference with me. That's me. Scum influencers, I'm not going to name it, man. Anyone with over 100k subs, they've done it. Everyone over 100k, they've already done it, friends. I'll watch them. We've got all the evidence, okay? Go back, watch Exact XBT threads from 2022. It's all there, okay? They'll tell you 15-minute of like, oh, this project is really good and blah, 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 blah. They basically got paid for it. They're like, why are you covering that? Friends, you know how bored it is? I'm doing this for free. If you notice, even with Clip, I'm like, friends, we're getting a good deal. And I'm like, I'm not reading all these. It's just like, okay, what's the market cap? Okay, AI, I understand this. Okay, I love his ore. Move it to the side. I'm going to move on to the next. That's literally it. That's me. And I'm like, I'm thinking like, why would anyone read all these boring details about this? I'm like, oh, of course I know why. Because I got paid for it. They got paid like a 25 grand slap for that. That's what happens, friends. They're getting paid like half a Bitcoin, or like 10 ETH. That's how much they get paying per project. Here's the worst part. They'll get in and they'll tell you valuations when the price targets come out. That's what they do, friends. You know how scummy these influencers are. These are the dopamine dealers. That's what they're doing, friends. Dopamine dealers. They'll get in an ICO. It's 5 cents for the coin. It launches 50 cents, but in a bull market, and they can't get out because the tokens are still locked up. But then they'll do valuations. They'll be like top 5 altcoins to do like 100x, right? And they'll mention these. And in the videos, they'll be like, oh yeah, I could see this thing hitting a 1 billion market cap from now. By the way, it's already like 100 million. It gives them the 100x. It gives them the 100x. But guess what? They're not even waiting for that, friends. Why? Because these dopamine dealers, they already have large exposures. Not just to that coin, but their whole all portfolio to them. So they know, okay, they're talking to innocent people, you and me listening, and they go, oh, sweet. They're going, screw us. I'm just going to keep dumping every unlock while telling everyone it's going to go great. All right? Don't forget, they're all filthy liars. Every single one of them, cockroach, gut, scum, friends. And this is Pokemon Poncho stuff talking to you right now, because what they'll do is, don't forget this, more on investor human psychology. Innately in humans, some of us, we want to be good. Okay, these people are scum and they're doing scum activities. Okay, yes, some of them can be saved. However, there's a part of their heart and soul which knows they're doing the wrong thing. So what they do is they'll sell only 90% of the bag, not 100%. They'll sell 90%. So when they have that 10%, if they're ever caught, or when they speak and they get asked questions and people say, hey, are you still holding Poker Markets coin, POLK? By the way, big grift from last season. I got wrecked on that. Are you still holding Poker Markets? What do the dopamine dealer scum influencers say? They go, yes, of course I'm still holding that. I believe in its potential, sir. What they don't tell you is they dumped 90% of it. They just keep a little bit. So yes, technically, I mean, it's the widest lie of all, isn't it? So all I'm helping you to do is navigate it. If you don't understand what I'm saying, well, I'm not going to bother explaining it again. I love you all, friends. Like, subscribe, belly button, or share this with your friends and family. Let's pray some more. Green candles are coming our way. Catch you soon.